Melissa Gilbert was born Melissa Ellen Gilbert on May 8, 1964, in Los Angeles, California. Adopted as an infant by actor and comedian Paul Gilbert and his wife Barbara Crane, she was raised in a home where show business was more than a career, it was a way of life. From her earliest years, she was immersed in the rhythms of auditions, rehearsals, and on-set routines, and she quickly developed a love for performing. Hollywood's bright lights and high expectations were part of her daily environment, and she learned early that talent alone was not enough. Persistence, professionalism, and resilience were essential. Even as a child, she understood that the entertainment industry could be both a dream and a challenge, and she began shaping her identity around that dual reality. The role that defined a generation. At just 9 years old, she won the role that would become her signature, Laura Ingalls Wilder on Little House on the Prairie. Based on the beloved books by Little House series, the show became a cultural phenomenon, celebrating pioneer life while also tackling deeper themes such as family loyalty, faith, hardship, and perseverance. Her portrayal of Half Pint, the affectionate nickname given to her character by Michael Landon, captured audiences' hearts week after week. She brought a rare mix of innocence and strength to the role, making Laura feel like someone viewers could truly know and love. The show's success helped define what family television could be, and it made her a household name across generations. The early transition from child star to dramatic actress. When the series ended, she didn't fade into nostalgia. Instead, she pursued more challenging roles that proved her talent went far beyond her iconic childhood character. She starred in a number of television films, including Choices of the Heart, where she played missionary Jean Donovan, and The Miracle Worker, portraying Helen Keller opposite Patty Duke as Anne Sullivan. These performances showed that she could carry complex emotional material and deliver a depth of feeling well beyond her years. She continued to appear in television dramas such as Stand By Your Man and Sweet Justice, and she remained a familiar face across the medium, proving she could adapt and evolve in a competitive industry. Leadership and advocacy in the actors' community. In 2001, she took on a new kind of role, one that required diplomacy, courage, and vision. She became president of the Screen Actors Guild, serving until 2005. In that position, she represented thousands of performers, advocating for fair contracts, improved health benefits, and protections for actors navigating an industry that was changing rapidly due to new technologies and shifting business models. Her tenure was marked by tireless work behind the scenes, negotiating with studios and fighting for the rights of her peers. She wasn't just a figurehead, she was a leader who used her own experience as a former child star to understand the unique pressures performers face. The role demonstrated her commitment to the community and reinforced her reputation as someone willing to speak up and take action. Returning to the prairie in a new way. Years later, she returned to the world that had made her famous, but this time from a different perspective. She joined the musical adaptation of Little House on the Prairie, playing the role of Caroline Ma in a production directed by Francesca Zambello. The world premiere took place at the Guthrie Theater, and the show went on a national tour, ending at Starlight Theater in June 2010. The tour allowed her to reconnect with the story that shaped her life, this time as an adult reflecting on the family legacy she had once lived as a child. It also gave fans a chance to see her in a new light, still tied to the prairie, but now as a mature artist with decades of experience behind her. Writing as a way to heal and reveal. Her career expanded beyond acting into writing, and she used the medium to share the parts of her life that audiences rarely saw. Her memoir, Prairie Tale, revealed her experiences growing up in Hollywood, the pressures of child stardom, her struggles with addiction, and her long journey toward recovery. The book was candid and unflinching, and it resonated with readers who recognized the courage it took to tell such a personal story. She later published My Prairie Cookbook, blending recipes with behind-the-scenes memories from her years on the show. Both works reinforced her role as a storyteller, not just of fictional characters, but of her own life, honest, imperfect, and evolving. Love, loss, and life lessons in relationships. Her personal life, especially her relationships, has been closely followed and deeply felt. In 1988, she married actor Bo Brinkman, and the couple welcomed a son, Dakota Paul Brinkman, in 1989. Despite their love and shared creativity, the marriage ended in divorce in 1994. The next year, she married Bruce Boxleitner, known for roles in Scarecrow and Mrs. King and Tron. Together, they had a son, Michael Garrett Boxleitner, named in honor of her mentor and father figure, Michael Landon. Their marriage lasted more than 16 years, and while it ultimately ended in divorce in 2011, it shaped her life in profound ways, teaching her about love, compromise, and personal growth. A new chapter with stability and quiet joy. After taking time to focus on herself and her children, she found love again with actor and director Timothy Busfield. The couple announced their engagement in early 2013 and married later that year in Santa Barbara, California, US. They chose a quieter path, leaving Hollywood behind for a small-town life in Howell, Michigan, US from 2013 to 2018. There, they embraced community living, renovation projects, and a slower pace that allowed her to focus on writing, health, and activism. Their life together became a symbol of stability after years of public scrutiny and personal turbulence, a New York move, and a new perspective. By late 2018, the couple relocated to New York City, embracing the city's energy and artistic opportunities. The move represented a shift from quiet domestic life back into a cultural center where theater, film, and activism intersect. She found new inspiration in the city's creative pulse, reconnecting with the fast pace that had defined much of her early career, while maintaining the grounded sense of self she had built over the years. It was a transition that showed how she could evolve without losing the core of who she was, someone shaped by the prairie, strengthened by struggle, and renewed by truth. Finally, speaking out about a fellow legend. At 61, she finally opened up about her complicated connection to Patty Duke, a woman she admired deeply and whose life served as a cautionary tale for many child stars. In her reflections, she spoke with reverence for Duke's talent, describing her as fearless and deeply honest in her performances. Yet she also acknowledged the darker side of Duke's story, her battles with mental illness, the pressures of early fame, and the destructive relationships that followed. She admitted that, as a young actress, she had misunderstood Duke's intensity, mistaking it for moodiness. But with time and her own struggles, she began to see Duke's life as a reflection of the dangers of fame, especially for young women in an industry that often chews people up and spits them out. A legacy of compassion, courage, and truth. What stands out most in her truth-telling is not only her admiration for Duke's craft, but her empathy for her humanity. She emphasized that Duke was not merely an icon or a tragic figure. She was a person who wanted love, stability, and peace. Her willingness to speak openly about Duke's life also served as a mirror for her own journey. Public relationships, personal struggles, addiction, recovery, and the long road toward healing. She concluded that the most important lesson she learned from Duke was that struggles do not define a person, they shape them. By finally sharing her perspective, she honored Duke's legacy and reaffirmed her own commitment to honesty, resilience, and compassion. In a world where many choose silence, she chose truth, and in doing so, she reminded us all of the power of speaking from the heart.